Hey there, and welcome to my first new video idea. Basically, while I'd love to do a full backlogged review on new games as soon as they come out, I simply don't have the time. However, I feel like I can get a pretty good sense of what a game has in store for me after only a few hours, so that's what I want to talk about. So basically, First Strike is a first impressions review, so do understand that when I do a backlogged review on these, my thoughts could change. So let's get on with my First Strike first impressions review. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Sorry about the confusing sentence. Okay, already this is a unique review because I'm talking about a PSP game remake that I've already played the original. I'm going off my memory on a lot of things, but I do think the visuals are only slightly better. I see some fancy lighting and more defined muscle tones, but otherwise it looks and sounds like the same game. Hardly anything wrong with that. This is one of the best games on the PSP. It did a phenomenal job of truly adding to the original Final Fantasy VII universe. Maybe, just maybe, the menus are redesigned to fall in line with Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I'm honestly not too sure on that one. I did decide to play this game on my Switch to maintain the original portable nature of the game. It does seem to occasionally suffer from the graphical downgrades many games suffer on the Switch, but as always, playing in handheld makes this much more tolerable. Overall, I have no qualms regarding the art style, though you also get the out-of-sync animations that most PSP games dealt with, but that's not a big deal for me either. So if you played the Final Fantasy VII Remake, no spoilers here, but it did leave the biggest reason for Crisis Core to exist as questionable. Basically, Crisis Core is a prequel starring Zack Fair, detailing his rise to Soldier First Class and the fall of Sephiroth. Due to certain events in Final Fantasy VII, most fans would know how the story is supposed to end, but maybe it doesn't end that way anymore? Impossible for me to say here, but I'm excited to see where it goes. I tried very hard to hop on the Final Fantasy VII bandwagon in the past with mixed results, but Remake has me all in, and I am gunning for the end of this excellent story and lore to be had from Zack's part of the tale. It's a nice touch repeating the Final Fantasy VII intro almost exactly, only to pull the rug out from under us. Great way to get me into the story. This game is already a bit heavy on cutscenes. It's another thing I don't mind, but it is sometimes hard to tell if I should be paying attention to them. Alright, here we go. Strap in for this one. So far, the gameplay hasn't changed at all from the original Crisis Core. I wish that it had. No. Hold on. Stay with me here. The actual mechanics of combat, which is 97% of the gameplay, are not bad. They are definitely more stiff and hack and slashy than the Final Fantasy VII Remake, but they're not bad. If you played any PSP game ever, except for Kingdom Hearts and God of War, they had problems. Look, just about every PSP game took solid gameplay that felt like a console game, and then they sliced it into chunks of missions that felt grindy as all heck. If you're thinking, gee, that sounds like a modern mobile game, yes, I get it. Portable games are played in short bits, so you break it up. That's fine, but I guarantee if these games just kept the same gameplay, implement an autosave or frequent checkpoints, and trust in their own gameplay quality, they'd be way better off. But that's not my biggest issue with Crisis Core. Nope, that would be the ability and upgrade system. Alright, so you take your typical RPG leveling systems, including leveling your materia and buffs that would usually be tied to an accessory or triggered at certain points, now add a slot machine. Yes, a slot machine. Now, this system could be way worse than it is, as it triggers an effect just about all the time, so those buffs and levels keep coming very quickly. But it's just not satisfying. It makes me hope I never have to grind for levels in this game, because there's no way to track your experience points, so I just do whatever until those magical slots level me up. Again, it's consistent enough to stay pretty fair, but it's still random, and it's not cool to attach to what are sometimes necessary and sometimes broken gameplay mechanics. Also, by the way, summons and limit breaks also happen at the whims of the slot machine. So frustrating.
Prepare yourself.
Since I have played the original, I have a pretty good idea what to expect from this game, and sadly, it's a lot of random grinding thanks to the mission system and slot slavery. That said, I do hope to see the ending, if nothing else, reflect the new story we now have for Final Fantasy VII Remake. As of right now, I don't see any real changes other than minor visual upgrades and likely some gameplay tweaks behind the curtain. All in all, that's okay. This game is still very solid and a worthy addition to the world of Final Fantasy VII. If you love Final Fantasy VII, either original or remake, or both, you shouldn't pass this game up. I understand if you end up trying it for a while and then look up the rest of the story, because you really gotta be able to stomach a lot of mechanics that feel random. They might not be totally random, because, like I said, it's throwing you those buffs and levels all over the place. But it feels random, and that's just not fun. At least that's what I think. Even if it doesn't look as good, I recommend playing this on the Switch, since it's practically the same PSP game, and the mission structure is way more palatable on a portable system. So, there you have it. It's my first time doing a First Strike, a first impressions review of a new game. If you didn't hate it, let me know with a like, comment to let me know if you want to see a full backlog review of this game, and be sure to subscribe for more. I'll see you soon!